10 o'clock in the morning after 4 inches of rain in some areas. I think our house had about 1.5 inches. So I'm not going to have any problem finding water. I'm sure you can hear it rushing in the background. Anyway, here we go. Something that's nice about hiking in the winter before the leaves fill in is you get to see stuff that would otherwise be covered. You can see this rock wall behind me. You might be able to see that when it's all covered, filled in, but it's still very impressive. It's only 0.9 miles into the hike. Got a ways yet. The rule is you don't urinate within 200 feet of a source of water. But I'm pretty sure this whole hike I haven't been more than 400 feet between water sources. Gorgeous little cascade here. And you can see the trail. Not bad still, just pick your way around it. Abandoned mine, keep out. It's a nice rock wall. Look along that. You can hear the Soddy Creek down there roaring. I'll probably get no sleep from the roar. Heard a buffalo could sneak up on me. We'll know that in about an hour or so. Okay, I gotta call this the curse of the trailblaze. This has to be the 12th tree or more that I've seen knocked over with a blaze on it. Oh well, either they're picking the wrong trees or they're killing them. This is the Soddy Creek. And this is the bridge, the suspension bridge you're so rightly proud of, because that thing is massive and gorgeous. I'm going to kind of ignore the picture I'm taking as I try and make my way down to the bridge, because it's kind of steep. And then I'll get back to the video and take some video on the bridge. Well, I want to shut it off just for this rock stair. Once again, you know, these guys who build this stuff, wow, don't know how to thank them. There it is. There's the steps. I'm here now, so it wasn't that bad. On to the suspension bridge. Woohoo! Got a now trip. Wow, check this out. Yeah, let's do some kayaking. That won't be any problem. And put it in right at the shore over there, you know, and go shooting down these rapids. Get it into that under that eddy over there. Get underneath that rock. Stay there until August when the river level comes down. Once again, I'm gonna have to come back out here when the water level is not so high to see what the dramatic difference is. All right. Thank you for that bridge. When it was going to come to this. The trail goes right underneath the waterfall. But it's been a fun walk along the drip line all the way down this rock face, but oh well. It's not bad. It's not raining. Could be worse, could be raining. Okay, it turns out that last waterfall was just the warm-up, because here's the real waterfall, and if you can see the steps that go up the trail are behind it. At least at the last waterfall, it turned right in front of it, so you really didn't have to get wet. This one is going to be a shower. And that's the Broad Camp Creek. Looks like it's got some water in it now going down. All right, through the waterfall. I see a path, but I don't think it'll work. I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, I did it. I went across underneath there, but if you see that great big rock right there, when I came out, I knocked a chunk of rock down, so that obviously fell at some point. Hopefully not while anybody was trying to make this around the waterfall path. But the good news is I'm mostly dry, and I'm on the other side, starting the steps. Here it is, Camp 1, first night next to Broad Camp Creek. I think I did 12 miles on my 10-mile day. It's just now starting to drizzle. So I'm going to get some water, because I don't know if I'll be able to find any. Back on the trail. I started at 7:15. It was just barely starting to get light, but the camera wasn't enough light for the camera, so now I got some light all started up. Yesterday it was 12.25 miles and 2,000 feet of vertical, and it took forever. I don't even know how many hours. It was slower than usual. I'm sure that has to do with all the rock hopping. Got some sleep that was restless. You can hear the Board Creek in the background, Board Camp Creek, and you know, some people like that sound when they're trying to sleep. That was just a little too loud. Starting the Possum Creek segment, and had a nice brunch, breakfast, lunch, sausage biscuit at the Spirit gas station behind me. And let's see, I don't even know what time it is. This is the Big Possum Creek Bridge, 60 feet long. You can hear that. That's kind of like what I listened to all night last night trying to sleep. And I guess the next sites are going to be in about 3 or 4 miles, judging by the guide they have. Let's see what happens. So I dropped my pack for a few minutes so I could make this little side trip down to what they call Imodium Falls, because these kayakers like to come out here and kayak this waterfall, and the ones that think they can kayak the waterfall say they wish they took their Imodium before they attempted it. I don't even know where they would try and put in to take in the fall, or where they would fish their body out of at the bottom. But I'm sure we don't get to see a view like this too often with all the water we've had, all the rain. So I figured I'd better make the trip while I can. Well, I made it to the day 2 camp, night 2 camp. Looks pretty nice. Better than the makeshift I had last night. Let's see what we can do to set it up. It's only 3:45. when I thought I was going to get here like at 1. I think I had the wrong time zone. Anyway, here we go. Okay, day 3. Once again got started before dawn, so can't take any video when it's that dark. I have to make a confession. When I was sitting around the campfire last night, I was reading about the hike up ahead, and I saw that just a 1/10 of a mile further from the camp was a creek crossing. It said, don't try it after a strong rainfall, because only 3 days ago it rained 4 inches. And you can hear all the water and see all the water, and everything is really high. So I might have even lost a little sleep last night, which, by the way, I slept pretty good because of all the anxiety. I packed everything like I was going to go for a swim. I planned everything else out like I was going to go for a swim. Got ready, started crossing the creek. Never get higher than mid-calf. No big deal. All that worrying for nothing. I should have tried crossing it in the daylight last night, and then I would have been able to see if it was worth all the anxiety. But nope. Something to learn. And so this is the Retro Hughes Road behind me, which is the end of the Possum Creek segment and the beginning of the Rock Creek segment. And I did that in just over an hour, and that included the time that I spent putting my clothes back on after the creek crossing. So now I'm in a quandary. Do I call Susan and say I'm going to be there early or not? Because this is only 5.4 miles. I could theoretically do it in 2 hours. I'm going to give her a call. Last river crossing. Let's see if I can get there without killing myself. I'm sorry, creek crossing. These aren't rivers. They don't even sound like rivers. Okay, maybe they do. Of course, it has to do with all that rain again. But yeah, look at that view. Wow. Here's the upriver, up creek, Rock Creek. Some serious water. I like the way they built this bridge into the side of this big old rock. Good thinking. Wow, look at that wall. And that's it. It's all home from here. This is the last 1/4 mile of the trail. I'll get over here and wait for Susan to pick me up. Let's see, lessons learned. Well, I got that new ultralight jet boil. That thing works great. Downside is I think I used half of my fuel on a 3-day trip. But that was probably because my normally faithful chemical water purifier was one of the 2 parts had leaked out, and I didn't check it before I left, so I had to boil my water. But nah, no big deal. Then what else? I have my new favorite shoes. These things are waterproof. They needed to be. There was a lot of water, which made for a beautiful hike. Lots of waterfalls, but made for a muddy hike too. But if you're ready for it, who cares? What else did I learn? Oh, I got my, I brought a coffee mug for the first time. I think that was the greatest thing ever. I'll never forget that. That was, it worked out nicely. Even if it's not ultralight and you're carrying more weight, but this one's light, so it's plastic, but it works great. Anyway, it was a great trip. Did 32.2 miles, and I think it was almost 48 hours exactly, 49 hours of away time, and it was like 17 and a half hours of time on the trail. And last I saw it was about 5,000 feet of vertical. I believe that. I'll update it when I get a better chance. And that's about it. Just sit here, open up my camp chair and wait for my ride.